Not like, oh, I gotta do this for this. No, this is a blessing for me to actually continue to fund the life that I want. Welcome to the Essence of True Self podcast, where we talk about elevating and growing into our true self, magically, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. We no longer hold back who we truly are to become who we meant to be. I am your host, Oriana, and I love learning about expanding my mind, wisdom, understanding, and life in magical, spiritual, physical, and emotional and mental ways. And I just want to bring forth the clarity and wisdom that I have learned on my journey so you can apply to yours. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but continue to expand who you need to be in this lifetime. Welcome. Hey, welcome back to the Essence of True Self podcast. I'm your host, Essence Ori, and I hope your week, your day, your evening is going pretty well. It's been a minute. We're going to do a catch up. The first episode is going to pretty much be a catch up, but we're going to get into some breathing. And we're not going to say our old affirmation. I got something for the end of this video podcast for our affirmation. But first, let's do some deep breathing to center us in, to ground ourselves in this present moment and being open and receptive to the message I have for you today. Let's begin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. I really hope that helps you to really center yourself, to release any worries, stress, and anxiety that does not serve you in your highest good, and bring peace and healing in this moment. And speaking of healing and peace, that's all I've been doing over this break for the podcast. And it feels good to be back. I feel the energy to come back. And I feel like I got so many different things. But before we get into anything, how do you like the new intro? Let me know in the comments. Leave a review on the podcast. Leave a comment. Tell me how you feel about the new intro. Okay, let me know. Give me your thoughts, your feels, I put some work into it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And I'm really trying to test my creativity to the max when it comes to my editing skills. So let me know. Let me know in the comments, okay? Because since it's been a while and I wanted to come back better and new and have different topics to talk about, and I do have different topics to talk about. So let's get into it. And this episode is pretty much like mistakes. It's not pretty much like for your downfall. It's help you to grow. And let me tell you, your girl been making mistakes left and right. And I feel like in this time in my life when mistakes happen, it was really reflecting back to me of like all the habits that I've been having over the years, over the months that I have not really recognized, because it's like a unconscious behavior, and realizing that and really sitting with myself. And another mistake is quitting my 9 to 5 too early before I got everything up and running in my business. Now I'm back working at a 9 to 5, and I feel like that break of me really trying to pursue and continue to pursue my business have really opened my eyes of who I am being. And somebody really made a good point. Like when you have a business, it's not all rainbows and sunshines. It's all about really growing and healing within your business, within yourself, because you always growing, you always learning, you always evolving. And that really helped me learn so much about myself, even through every mistake I made. And let me tell you, it was very uncomfortable. It was very unsettling, but the uncomfortability of it all was helping me to make changes and shifts in my life, whether I realize it or not, and loving myself through the mistakes, especially if you was a perfectionist like me, you expect everything to be so perfect, but mistakes are needed. It really is needed so we can actually learn the lesson. If we're not making no mistakes, how do we expect anything to happen? How would we not learn from who we are, who we being, what action are we taking that's not really beneficial to us? And that really just peeled the layers back more and more to really sit with myself, who I am, and the uncomfortability of it all. And no matter how uncomfortable I was, I remained in my faith, my knowing, not believing, my knowing that everything's going to work out. And it did work out for me. And every moment that is like very uncomfortable, turmoil, or challenges in our life, it's always teaching us to reaffirm our why, I knowing in every phase, and knowing that it's temporary through every moment in our life. Nothing lasts forever, as we know, as things continue to change and shift within the world, and we see right in front of our lives and eyes, if you will. It shows us like how everybody is living on a different wavelength. That's not necessarily always a bad thing. It's just seeing both sides of the coin, duality of it all. And I feel like the mistake I made is always thinking I need to know that I'm on the right track. I need to know that everything's always working out. I need to know. But if I really have that knowing within myself that everything already working out for me, why do I need to know the next step? It's going to be revealed to me in due time, in the right time. And that really helped me. Like, I'm always codependent of just hoping to see a sign, hoping to get a message to see what's next for me. And really, it was just showing me who I was being in that time. And quitting my 9 to 5 way too early was a mistake on my end, and I own up to it. It took a lot of time to really sit with myself through every phase of the mistake, and the angry phase, the upset phase, the frustration phase, and then breaking down phase, and then showing grace and compassion phase, and taking new actionable steps to move forward in your life to something better. And even if you have to go back to something that you don't want to do to continue to fund the lifestyle that you really want. We make mistakes. Sometimes we got to take a couple steps back so we can be able to move forward easily and effortlessly. And I own up to that. And now that I see it differently when it comes to my 9 to 5s, I see it as not like a burden, not like, oh, I gotta do this for this. No, this is a blessing for me to actually continue to fund the life that I want. We live in a capitalistic society, and that's the facts of it all, really. We live in a world that we need currency to actually live. And that is crazy to me. And I really don't like that. That's how we live. But it is what it is. And when that crumbles, then we can have a different conversation. But I don't know when that's going to crumble. You know what I'm saying? We never know when that's actually going to happen. And finding that way of like, we got to work for what we have. Not trying to go over our means, but meet ourselves where we at in every phase in our life. We can always be delusional all we want, but also we have to have that little bit of logic to make things actually solidify, have a foundation that is good and fulfilling and healing for us all, to make sure we feel stable. And also within this mistake time of me quitting my 9 to 5, it really changed my relationship with money. Money. Even though I was like, I wish we didn't have to live off money, but it helped me build a healthier relationship. It's crazy that I had to hit like rock bottom with my money to realize how I was treating money. How did I treat myself? And I told myself, I made like an analogy earlier. I think it was yesterday or the day before that. Like, money is like a girlfriend. Like your girlfriend or your boyfriend. But I see money as like a feminine energy because it's a flowing state. It have to go in and out. If we restrict the money flow by continue trying to hoard it, scared to spend it, that is not allowing to have the free will to come back to you in a circular rotation. And when you have money is like your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You got to treat her right. You got to make sure she's good. If not, she going to make sure your life is not good. Okay, she gonna make sure your life is not good and make sure your home is good. How are you treating money? Do you have a nice foundation on how to maintain your money? Are you investing? Are you putting it into your long-term investment for yourself, so in the future you have enough money? And saving money and being more mindful with your money, because I'm not gonna lie, I was very frugalist with my money. And I learned real quick. I learned really quickly, baby, that is not the way. Money said, get somebody else to do it. And if you don't have a strong relationship with money, the money gonna continue to slip away from you. And if you feel like you have to hold on to it, like, oh my God, I don't never have enough. Why do you feel like that? Are you budgeting correctly? Are you seeing things from a different perspective? Do you think money actually gonna come back to you when you spend it? Because when you spend money, you need to be thinking money gonna come back to me tenfold in a circular flow, building that, reprogramming your subconscious of how money is flowing to you and how much you're giving money away. You know what I'm saying? Having that balance, duality again, spending and receiving, ebb and flow. Money needs that flowing energy. And if you're not allowing it to flow, and if you overspending her, if you doing too much with her, she ain't gonna like it. And if you're not doing enough with her, she ain't gonna like it. So you gotta find that compromise. Not settling, compromising. That not only benefits her, but benefits you as well. Finding that balance, okay? And I feel like since we don't have a lot of financial literacy in like school or like what life teaches us, we literally have to learn on our own or read books about it or find like stuff on YouTube and stuff like that to really learn about how to be more financial literacy, pretty much good with your finances to really improve your life for the better. And when you have like a healthy relationship, not clinging on to money and not being avoidance of money, finding that happy medium will bring you more calmness and stillness within yourself. Because you know money gonna find you wherever you go. And money always have to leave to come back. You know what I'm saying? To come back, it's like a rotation, y'all. Don't allow it to stop you from really living your life. But also knowing that money is a tool. It's not above you. It's like a partner to you. It's a tool to you. And it flows to you when it needs to be, when it's naturally flowing. Are you helping the flow to actually happen? You know what I'm saying? Save some money, spend some money, invest some money. And investing is a great way to have that money continue to be in rotation because you invest in it. And it's going into the stock market and you get money in return. Slowly over time, it builds over compound. And think about money long term instead of short term. I know we got bills that do now, but also budgeting that out and also budgeting money, literally like $50. Save $50 a paycheck. Put $10 into the investment fund. It's not going to hurt you because in the future, your future self is going to praise you. Okay? She's going to appreciate you. If you're not appreciating yourself right now, how the future self gonna be feeling appreciated? And another thing I really just been learning of just living under my means and not going over and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Go thrift shopping, go into the dollar store, like really building that own unique box of your own and not allowing these mistakes or these habits continue to grow and fester and digging yourself in a deeper hole, and knowing that you have the strength and power to dig yourself right out that hole. You create it, you can take yourself out of it and plant new seeds. That hole can be digged up, and then you can make some new seeds, new intentions to actually make action steps to make your life better. Like, we can always get caught up in like the mistake and being like soaking in our sadness. You have moments for that, but don't stay there forever, because you're not gonna really approve that what you really want to do, because you're gonna keep lingering on like, oh my God, I did this, now I don't feel like I should do that. No, ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. A lot of times we are our own demise, but we have to make our own changes and sacrifices to really be the person we desire to be. And that's really what I have been learning through these times of uncertainty. Learning how to actually build a better relationship with money. Learn how to actually have a great actionable plan for, let's say I do quit my job again and want to pursue something better, you know what I'm saying? To pursue my business. But I want to make sure I get more clientele in to make sure I'm stable enough to quit my job, but also not feeling bad to have to work my job and be a business owner at the same time, Just finding that balance, that duality, that flow within you. Also, learning how to pick up more hobbies. I always talk about like tapping into your inner child is really getting creative, doing hobbies and things like that. Finding that happy medium, you know what I'm saying, through every phase, every change in your life. And I feel like this moment in my life, that past moment in my life, really needed to happen so I could see myself clearly, whether it was the good, bad, and ugly. Whether it was the good, bad, and ugly, it just really needed me to see who I was. Not what I want other people to see me as, but who I wanted to be. And like I said, I had the moments I was breaking down and crying. I'm like, why the fuck is this happening? But what is this moment teaching me? What am I doing that is not really fulfilling me? What is this moment not teach? What is this moment teaching me that I'm not seeing? If am I so blinded by the stuff that's happening in front of me that I'm so sad and so, down on myself and being so burdened about my own actionable decisions to not actually make the action steps to really live my life? Mistakes is not here to punish us. It helps us to see who we are, who we being, and how can we change that for the better. Are we really learning the lesson, or are we being passive in our own life? Are we being passive in our own life? Like, we can be so much more, and you can be so much more. And it's okay. We make mistakes, but you also find that time to really deepen your love with yourself and finding peace with yourself, because you are the creative of your story. Of course, you co-creating with the universe, God, source, whoever you believe in. But it's for you to really make those mistakes to actually heal you and grow you to be the better version of yourself. If you never went through that lesson, would you actually learn the lesson? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure we on the same page here, because I don't think if we never went through the lesson, I don't think we actually would have learned the lesson. And it's okay. Every moment in our life is something for us to learn. But are we open to it? Are we aware to it? Are we trying to be conscious of what we're doing on our everyday life? And sometimes we live on autopilot and we live in a society. Sometimes we slip into old habits. That is okay, but don't stay there. Make time to really be who you are. Change the actionable steps. Be determined, disciplined, and considerate of not only your present self, but your future self. We mostly want something big in our life and for our future self, but what are we doing right now to actually fulfill that goal for our future self? I always say break down the big goals into small goals to really pursue what you really want to do. And if mistakes happen, it happened for us to learn, to reevaluate, to analyze and strategize of what we really want. And that's okay. That's okay. And when somebody else is in this position, you get to tell them what you went through to actually get out of it, But through this whole time that I didn't have my job, my bills was paid. It might not be in the way that I like it to be, but it was paid. Okay, everything naturally works out. We might not see it in that present moment. It will work out in the future. Just having that knowing, that faith, and that trust within yourself. The mistake is temporary. The frustration, the pain, the hurt is temporary. And I do believe people say, when they say it just takes time, and it does. Time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it's true. In my opinion, it's true. But yeah, my mistakes really have taught me to be a better version of myself, to step back and reevaluate, to talk to God. Don't forget to pray, not only when you're going through something bad, but also when you're going through something good, when you're going through something medium in your life. Your mistakes is not for your downfall, it's for your evolution. And I think that's what we're going to end this episode on for the affirmation. Let's go ahead and reel it in. My mistakes is not for my downfall, but for my evolution. My mistakes is not for my downfall, but for my evolution. My mistakes is not for my downfall, but for my evolution. I hope that really just grounds you into that knowing that mistakes is not your downfall, it's your evolution, it's your growth. And reiterate that affirmation when you feel like you making bad decisions, Be more aware, be more cautious. But I'm not saying continue to make the same mistake over and expecting different results. That's insanity. You have to make different choices to get better results, okay? And I really hope you enjoyed this episode, this video, if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you do, just like, comment, and subscribe and share it with somebody who might needs to hear this. And welcome back to this new season, season 3. I can't believe I'm about to even say season 3. And it's about to be my 2 year of doing my podcast. Probably 3 years, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, let me know how you feel about the this episode, this video, by leaving any heart emojis below. You know what I'm saying? Drop it below. Let me know your thoughts, feels, and yeah. Much love, family. Until next time.